The air in the conference room felt like it had been filtered through a coffee filter made of broken dreams and printer toner. Clare Maddox sat at the far end of the fingerprint-smeared table, clutching her laptop like a life raft. Her palms were sweaty, but her spreadsheet was pristine, months of late-night tweaking, debugging formulas with one hand and nursing boxed wine with the other. Her model could shave 14% off operating costs and improve fleet efficiency by 22%. She knew because she'd simulated it herself, using her personal laptop in her garage, under a whiteboard that still ghosted her ex's grocery list: eggs, condoms, toothpaste. She cleared her throat. If we sequence cross-arrivals based on regional congestion data instead of fixed windows. Rick, the new manager, leaned back like he was waiting for a manicure. Claire, this all sounds very theoretical. It's predictive, she countered. We don't need theory. We need results. This isn't Shark Tank. Stick to your lane. The laughter that followed wasn't unanimous, but it was enough. Sharp. Pointless. Painful. Claire's throat tightened as she stared at her color-coded pivot tables glowing like loyal dogs waiting for a command that would never come. She closed the lid gently. Slamming it would have been emotional. She'd been called that before, after correcting a typo in a male colleague's report. Thanks for the feedback, she muttered. The words lodged in her ribs like a rusty nail. That night, Claire didn't cry. Not from strength, just a lack of time. She backed up every file she'd ever touched. Her algorithm wasn't some spreadsheet trick. It was her life, born from 6 years in warehouse ops, refined during pandemic chaos, coded in desperation. She built the prototype before she even joined the company. It lived on a USB shaped like a corgi, clipped to her bra strap like a war medal. Rick, meanwhile, was a PowerPoint peacock, buzzwords, jargon, synergy. He thought RF tags were a kind of crypto. HR loved him because he said stakeholder. He hated Claire because she spoke fluent reality and made him look hollow. The following week, her calendar emptied. Her project was shelved. Her name vanished from threads. HR called it a pause. But only she was paused. Others moved forward. Jenna from HR stopped making eye contact. No firing, just a slow, passive squeeze out. Claire knew the play. She printed her model. Uploaded it to 3 clouds. Mailed a USB copy to her sister in Tucson. By month's end, she'd be gone. But the algorithm? That was hers. She never signed it over. Her badge stopped working at the side entrance. Just a glitch, they said. Her role reduced to auditing forklift batteries. Brennan, the intern, sat in her old chair. The cubicle near the kitchen was now hers, marked with masking tape. She called Zoe in legal. Hey, quick, did we sign IP rights in onboarding? Nope. They only own what you build on their clock, with their stuff. Perfect, Claire replied. Tell Rick to choke on a stylus. She turned her garage into a war room. External drives labeled Ahab, Megatron, and Rick can suck it. Her original model, encrypted and distributed. She laid breadcrumbs, email timestamps, Slack screenshots, logs. A trail that whispered, this was mine first. Friday, 4:12 p.m. A Zoom invite. Subject line, quick sync. Kendra from HR read the layoff script like she was auditioning for HR, the musical. Not a reflection of your performance. Is this a layoff? Yes. 4-week severance. A resume webinar. A LinkedIn badge that said open to work. Claire signed, smiled, and left with nothing but her purse and the corgi USB that held the blueprint of their salvation. 3 days later, she pitched the model at a coffee shop to Greg, a former colleague, now director of network optimization at Titan Freight. He stared at the live demo. Claire. This is worth real money. Then let's talk. Titan's Innovation Lab welcomed her like the prodigal architect. No Rick. No HR. Just engineers and ideas. Her system impressed. Questions came fast. Answers came faster. By the end, a licensing deal. One clause made her heart race. Inventor, Clare Maddox. She asked them to bold it. Weeks later, freight solutions began to crack. Shipments misrouted. Docks idle. Vendor penalties. Clients angry. Rick blamed legacy systems and Q3 transition friction. Internally, people whispered, wasn't this Claire's system? It was. And it was working, just not for them. Over at Titan, the pilot rollout slashed turnaround time by 19%. Claire got her first royalty check the same day a recruiter reached out, from her old company. They're looking for someone to rebuild the optimization team. No thanks, Claire smiled. Already under contract. Her system went live. Her dashboard buzzed with Titan data. Her predictive algorithms were humming. She sipped bourbon on her balcony, watching the skyline flicker like a motherboard. Then came the email. Subject, license inquiry, OPIM Mesh Platform. Sender, Rick Mendoza, Freight Solutions. He needed her system. The one he mocked. Titan let her set the terms. Claire doubled the base rate. Added fees. Included one very special clause. All feature requests must be submitted directly to the platform's architect, Clare Maddox. Rick would now have to ask her for every tweak. Every button. Every single color change. At the first integration call, Claire stayed silent. Just her initials, CM. No camera. No mic. Rick fumbled. The deployment instructions are a bit abstract. They weren't. He was just clueless. He asked to meet with the developer. The reply was instant. She declines. The leak hit Reddit first. $638,000 in consulting fees to see Maddox Solutions. Comments rolled in. When you fire your brain and rent it back at 6 figures a quarter. Internal memos admitted costs were higher than forecasted. Translation, we messed up. Rick resigned to pursue new opportunities. Claire didn't gloat. She invoiced. With the payout, she launched Second Rail Technologies, her startup. Small office. Big future. When Titan's contract renewed, she sent one line. Second Rail will not be exclusive in Q4. No emoji. No exclamation. Just a quiet promise that the girl they underestimated now owned the road, and was selling toll passes.